making English easy for everyone.
Speak English with Jay and May.
Hey, English learners! Welcome back to Speak English with Jay and May, your cozy little place to build your English confidence. I'm May.
Hello, May, and hello, everyone. I'm Jay. How are you today, May?
I'm doing great, Jay. Actually, I'm a little excited today because we're talking about something that confuses so many learners.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
3 tiny little words. Just 3. A, an, and the.
Wait, seriously? Those 3 words? They're so small.
I know, right? They look so innocent, but they cause so much stress for English learners around the world.
Okay, I have to be honest. I still get confused sometimes. Like, do I say, I want a apple or I want an apple?
Oh, Jay. Okay, we are definitely talking about this today. You are not alone, my friend.
Good, because I feel a little embarrassed every time I get it wrong.
Don't be embarrassed. You know what? Even advanced learners make mistakes with articles. It's one of the hardest things to master in English.
Really? That makes me feel better. So, May, what even are these words? Like, why do they exist?
Great question. So a, an, and the, we call these articles. Their job is to introduce a noun. A noun, is a person, place, or thing.
Okay, so like a cat, the city, an umbrella.
Exactly. You already used them perfectly just now. See? You know more than you think.
Wait, I did?
You did. Now let's break them down one by one so everything becomes super clear.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's start with a and an. What's the difference?
So both a and an mean the same thing. They both mean one or any one thing. You use them when you're talking about something for the first time or something that isn't specific.
You mean like I'm not talking about a particular thing, just anything?
Yes, exactly. So if I say, I saw a dog today, I'm not talking about a specific dog, just some dog, any dog.
Oh, so it's like introducing a new character in a story.
Oh, I love that. Yes, exactly like that. A dog walked into the park. We don't know this dog yet. It's new.
Okay, cool. So then what's the difference between a and an?
Right. So here's the simple rule. You use a before a word that starts with a consonant sound, and you use an before a word that starts with a vowel sound.
Vowel sound. You mean like A, E, I, O, U?
Yes. So think about it. An apple. Apple starts with a vowel sound. An orange. Orange starts with O. An umbrella. Umbrella starts with U.
Okay, that makes sense. And then A is like a cat, a book, a dog.
Perfect, because cat, book, dog, they all start with consonant sounds.
Wait, here's the interesting part, though. What about words that start with a vowel letter but sound different? Like the word university. Is it a university or an university?
Oh, this is the part that trips everyone up. Okay, so listen carefully. It's a university, not an.
What? But university starts with U.
I know, but think about how you say it. University. The first sound is Y, like the word you. That's a consonant sound, not a vowel sound.
Oh, wow. So it's not about the letter, it's about the sound.
Exactly. It's all about the sound that comes out of your mouth, not what you see on paper.
That's kind of mind-blowing, actually.
Right? And here's another fun one. An hour. H-O-U-R. It starts with H, a consonant letter, but we say an hour.
Because the H is silent, so the first sound is actually ow, like hour.
You got it. The H is completely silent in hour, so your ear hears a vowel sound, and that's why you use an.
Okay, my brain is starting to work. So the rule is listen to the sound, not the letter.
That's the golden rule for a and an. Say the word out loud. If it sounds like it starts with a vowel, use an. If it sounds like it starts with a consonant, use a.
Simple enough. Okay, now let's talk about the, because this one really confuses me.
Yes, so the is what we call the definite article. A and an are indefinite. What that means in simple words is the is specific. You use the when both you and the listener know exactly which thing you're talking about.
You mean like we both already know the thing?
Exactly. Okay, let me tell you a little story. This is going to make it so clear.
Oh, I love your stories. Go ahead.
So imagine you come home and you say to your roommate, "Can you close the window?" You said the window, right? Not a window.
Yeah, because there's only one window. We both know which one.
Yes, your roommate doesn't think, "Wait, which window?" They just go and close it because it's obvious. It's the one in the room. The means we're on the same page about this.
Oh, that's such a good way to think about it. We're on the same page.
But now imagine you're telling a story. You say, "I walked into a room. The room was very dark."
Oh, wait. First you said a room because it was new information, and then you said the room because now we already know about it.
Jay, you're on fire today. Yes, first mention, use a or an. Second mention, use the.
It's like introducing a character and then talking about them again.
That's exactly right. A introduces, the continues.
Okay, this is where things change for me. I think I always used the randomly before.
Oh, most learners do, and it sounds okay sometimes, but other times it sounds a little off to native ears.
Can you give me more examples of when to use the?
Of course. So you use the when there's only one of something in the world or in a specific situation, like the sun. There's only one sun.
The moon. The sky.
Perfect. And the president, the capital city. These are unique things. There's only one.
What about places? Like, do I say I want to go to the Paris or I want to go to Paris?
Oh, great question. So most city names and country names, you don't use the. Just say Paris, Tokyo, Brazil.
So just no article at all?
Right, no article. But wait, there are some countries that do use the, like the United States, the Philippines, the Netherlands.
Why? That seems random.
I know, it does seem random, but basically, if the country name is a group or a plural, like the United States or the Philippines, you use the.
Okay, I'll just have to remember those as special cases.
That's the best approach. Learn them as fixed phrases. Don't overthink it.
All right, now I want to ask about something I mess up a lot. What about general things? Like, can I say, I love the cats, if I just love cats in general?
Oh, this is so important. No, for general statements, things you mean in general, you don't use any article at all.
Wait, no article?
Right. If you love cats in general, you say, I love cats. No the, because the cats means specific cats, like those cats right there.
Oh, so I love the cats means like those specific cats in front of me.
Exactly. Maybe your neighbor's cats or the cats at that shelter, specific ones.
But I love cats means cats everywhere, in general.
You got it. General ideas, no article. Specific things use the.
Wow. Okay, I need to stop and think about how many mistakes I've been making.
Don't worry, this is exactly why we're here. Let me ask you something. Imagine you're at a restaurant with your friend. How would you ask the waiter for water?
Can I have a water?
Good. Or you can say, can I have some water? Because water is uncountable. But a water works in casual spoken English too. People say it all the time.
What about the water?
If you said, can I have the water? The waiter would look around confused, like, which water? The water in the kitchen? The water in the fish tank?
That's so funny. Okay, context really matters.
It really does. You know, I had a student once who said, I am going to the school every single day. And I asked her, are you a student or a teacher there?
What did she say?
She said, no, I just walk past it on my way home. And I said, okay, so say, I walk past a school, not the school, because you're not going there with a purpose.
Oh, so go to school means you're a student, but go to the school means you're going to that specific building for some reason.
Yes, like, my son goes to school every day. No article. It means he's a student, but I went to the school to meet his teacher. Specific visit, specific building. Use the.
Whoa, the same word but different meaning based on the article. That's kind of amazing.
English is wild like that. Same with in hospital and in the hospital. In British English, she's in hospital means she's a patient. She's in the hospital means she's just in the building.
Whoa, British English doesn't use the there? Interesting.
Yes, there are small differences between American and British English with articles, but don't stress about that right now. Focus on the main rules first.
Okay, can we do a quick practice? Like, you say a sentence with a blank and I'll fill in a, an, the, or nothing.
Oh, I love this. Okay, ready? I have blank idea.
An idea, because idea starts with a vowel sound, I.
Yes, perfect. Okay, next one. She is blank singer in the world.
She is the best singer in the world because it's specific, the best, only one.
Amazing. Okay, last one. Blank honesty is important in life.
Okay, honesty is a general idea, right? So, no article, just honesty is important in life.
Yes, you nailed it. General concepts, no article needed. Love, honesty, happiness, friendship, no article.
Okay, I feel so much more confident right now. This actually isn't as scary as I thought.
That's the goal. And you know what? The more you read and listen in English, the more these will start to feel natural. You won't even have to think about the rules.
Like muscle memory for grammar.
Exactly like that. Your brain picks up the patterns over time.
Okay, May, before we go, can we do the vocabulary moment? I know our listeners love that part.
Of course. Let's highlight 5 useful phrases from today's conversation.
Yes, hit me.
Okay, number 1, trips everyone up. As in, this is the part that trips everyone up. It means makes everyone make a mistake. It causes confusion for most people.
Oh, like spelling rules in English trip me up sometimes.
Perfect. Number 2, we're on the same page. It means 2 people understand the same thing. They have the same information or agree.
Like, are we on the same page about the meeting time?
Exactly. Number 3, mind-blowing. It means something is so surprising or amazing that it almost shocks your brain.
Like, the fact that the H is silent in our is mind-blowing to me.
Love it. Number 4, on fire. As in, Jay, you're on fire today. It means someone is doing really well. Everything they say or do is great.
Like, She's on fire in this game. She just scored 3 times.
Yes, great example. And number 5, don't overthink it. It means stop making something more complicated than it needs to be. Relax and keep it simple.
Don't overthink the article rules. Just practice and it gets easier.
That is the perfect sentence to end on.
I try.
Okay, so let's do a quick wrap-up. A and an. Use them when you're talking about something for the first time or something not specific. A goes before consonant sounds and goes before vowel sounds. And remember, it's about the sound, not the letter.
And the. Use it when you and the listener both know exactly which thing you mean. Specific, defined, on the same page.
And no article at all when you're talking about something in general. Honesty, love, cats in general, school as a concept.
3 rules, small words, big difference.
That's it. And honestly, the best way to practice is to just start noticing articles when you read or listen to English. You'll start to see the patterns.
Like right now, listening to this podcast is practice.
Exactly. Every episode you listen to, you're training your ear without even realizing it.
I love that. Okay, we have a question for our listeners today.
Yes, here's your challenge for the comments. Tell us, which article rule was the most surprising for you today? Was it the silent H in an hour? The fact that university uses a, not an? Or maybe the difference between go to school and go to the school?
Drop your answer in the comments. We love reading what you write. It shows us you're really engaged and learning.
And if this episode helped you even a little bit, please subscribe to our podcast. We make a new episode every single day, so there's always something fresh waiting for you.
Every single day. No excuses not to practice.
That's right. We'll be here tomorrow with another topic to help your English grow. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
You're amazing for showing up and learning. Keep going. You're doing better than you think.
Bye for now, English learners. Stay curious, stay confident, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you tomorrow. Bye.